Get most of the squad back together. Was that a difficult feeling for you?
Yeah, it was an easy job. I mean, I mentioned in an earlier interview is that I had people that I could trust underneath me, and John Mackey's pulled it all together really. It was put to me by Errol what he wanted to do. I spoke to John and he was all over it, and John's got all their contacts. There was a couple that were a bit more difficult to find. Effie Economy, we didn't think we'd ever find him, but we did, and Effie's going to be here. But yeah, he's pulled it all together, and you say I think it's 95%. I think the only ones that are not available, Glenn Morris, who's on holiday, Adam Tan, who's away, Brian Sarr's away, and Javo's I think 50-50 because his wife or girlfriend is due to give birth on that date. So out of the squad, not just to have everyone apart from 4 or 5, probably Jason Demetrio, who's in Cyprus at the moment. He's been absolutely wonderful with all that work. My first call was to John, but I used to give him instructions as a captain, and he's pulled it all together, and that's where, you know, he's absolutely outstanding on doing that type of stuff.
I suppose it'd be a special feeling as well on the day to see all those faces once again.
Yeah, when you talk about that team at Oxford, I've just got a shiver up my spine. I can't help it because them memories and how it happened and how, you know, last 15 seconds of the game and the magnitude of the game fetches back great memories. So when you see them people, the first thing that comes into your head, even though you work with some longer, some still played here after the Oxford game, it all goes to the Oxford game. The Oxford game and the Fulham game that season were brilliant memories, but the Oxford one was the end result. The Fulham was a good cup result, you know, going to a Premier club at the time and knocking them out of the cup. But for me, the Oxford was about accumulation of for me, 3 years of hard work of being a manager, all come together in 15 seconds. So you can understand why a shiver goes down your spine when you mention it.
Being a manager for a little while, I mean, was this your best squad? Do you feel you were assembled?
Yeah, without doubt. In terms of, well, it done the job, didn't it? I mean, the squad the following year that stayed up, we were bottom of the league at one stage in the second year. But then, I mean, I just spoke to John there, and I remember we lost the game here, and John looked like he was going to be out for absolutely ages, and he played with injections for the rest of the season. And we went to Nottingham Forest and won and stayed up. But the actual squad and the mix of the squad and the camaraderie of the squad showed out on the football pitch. If I wanted a team to represent Martin Ling, that was a team of 05-06. So for me, yeah, best team I've ever assembled together, and the best year for me in football, carte blanche, even better than playing at Wembley for Swindon and winning there to go in the Premiership as it was in the Premier League now. That was a better feeling that day at Oxford, and that was the greatest squad I've ever had.
It'd be a special thing to be back in the dugout as well, or not?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, the word embarrassment comes out, but it only comes out for me going on to play. It doesn't come out there about managing. I've managed Cambridge since then. I've managed Torquay since then, and my illness took me out of football. And you know, people say to me, I've now rebuilt myself a great career with what I'm doing, working at Tottenham, sitting in a Tottenham tracksuit and bits and bobs I do in and around it. I've got 4 other jobs that also do with professional football, but I want to be at the coalface again. This ain't a job interview, but I want to be at the coalface again. So for that one day, I'm going back to the coalface. Not as much intensity of being any league game or cup game, but I think it's good for me, my profile as well, in terms that people can look at me, and because I've had depression, I ain't got 2 heads. You know, I mean, that's what people expect to see of me. You know, it feels like a different person who had depression. It's the same person that left this club in 2009 that's going to be in that dugout, and it's an out-of-work manager who's going back to work for the day, in and around people that he loves and trusts, and at a club he loves and trusts. So it'd be special. I can't deny that I'm coming back here to manage. And if it's the last ever game I do as a manager, and I don't get the opportunity to turn back into professional football, it's the right place to do it.
So coming up against Harry Redknapp as well, I'm sure he'll be wanting to win just as much as you are.
Yeah, Harry's I couldn't say a close friend, but he was a good friend. You know, when I was a young manager and I needed to put a phone call, it was often Harry, maybe Glenn Oddle, you know, as a peer that I worked with. And what he did as well as also he helped me out with loan players, and it's about them connections. And sort of going back to the depression, you know, I don't really want to keep talking about that, but Harry was one of the people that phoned me while I was in the Priory. You know what I mean? And along with Alex Ferguson and the community of league managers pulled together. But Harry is a one-off. He's from the area. He will fetch people in for the prostate cancer, you know, because he is a superstar in terms of his management career. If I could have had that career, we'd all take it, and he's a superstar. And their team, it'd be a bit of fun, and there'd be plenty of banter on the game between me and Harry. But their team have got ex-pros in it. They've got some celebrities in it. Our team is ex-pros with a few older ex-pros, and I'm sure the game will be a spectacle that was worth coming here to watch. But the cause is the right spectacle, like prostate cancer and Errol as a person, is the right people to get that team of 05, 06, the first time back together in 9 years, is the right occasion for them, for us, for the prostate cancer, and for Errol McKellar as well.
Just sums up everything though, doesn't it? Football, Men United, everything.
Yeah, I mean, we pull together. It's an illness that men are very reluctant to go to the doctor, but as Errol says, that not going to the doctor could cost your life. So Men United promote that, and we're very happy to be a part of that. But the added reward is what we get back together as a unit. It's as much pleasure. It's a pleasurable experience for us as a group of people. Fetching that squad back together is a special experience, and Men United has got a great message for everybody, and the message will be promoted from the greatest height on that day.